Hey everybody, my name is Matt. You're watching Broke Rednecks Prepping. This is kind of a ad hoc video. We just decided to do it. We came down here hiking in an area near where we live in Spur, and got me thinking about all these guys who are planning bug out locations in the middle of nowhere. You know, the guys who plan to run off into the woods and live in the wild. Number one thing I hear from them, because water is obviously your biggest concern, is that they have a tendency to want to find a lake or a stream, which is a good idea. You want steady water. Problem with that is a lot of times, especially in a grid down situation, look at places like Africa or Venezuela, you run into situations where rivers can get ruined, and a lot of the lakes are river fed. So it's not always a great way to get water. You're also downstream from dams or something like that. So if you're planning to walk grid for a long time, you're gonna have some problems. And sorry if there's a little jiggle with the camera. We have a dog running around. Anyway, what occurred to me today, and I've heard a lot of people say this about West Texas, there's no water out here. Well, we got plenty. You guys probably hear running water behind me. In fact, if you look closely, and I don't know if we've got it in the video, you can actually see water dripping down these rocks. What this is a natural spring. And there are a lot of them all over. Northeast has tons of them. Anywhere that's mountainous or hilly, you're going to have natural springs. This is in West Texas, an area everybody thinks rains once a year and all that. Yet, we've got fresh, clear water coming out of this limestone right down the edge. It is so clear that, see if Taylor can film this, down here by my feet is actually a pool of water. It is pure, clear water. You can drink it. My granddad used to bring me here when I was a kid. Anyway, for those of you guys who are wanting to look for an off-the-wall, out-of-the-way bug-out location, instead of necessarily just looking for rivers and lakes, because let's be honest, everybody's going to do those. They can see those on a map. Might be a good idea to do some research in your area. Find out national forests and state parks, and take a look at geological surveys. See where there are some natural springs. Because this water that's down here is naturally filtered. I don't know if, Taylor, can you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So y'all can see this little pool of water sitting here. There's a creek that runs off to our right. There's more springs like this to the left. There's actually one we're going to film by. It's actually got a little mini waterfall. It's just loud. But anyway, if you guys are wanting, because obviously in survival the number one thing is water. It's always water. You can live just about anywhere if you have enough water. And if you find somewhere that's got a good natural spring, you're going to have plentiful game. You're going to have an easy area to garden. That's one thing to consider. And I've known about this place since I was a kid, and I don't know that it's ever run dry. It's been running like this for better than 30 years. So take a look at your maps, see what you can find, do a little research, because most people are not preppers. So when the grid down happens, they're going to be surprised. They're going to do predictable things. They're going to go to parks with ponds. They're going to do anything they can to get water, and they're going to drink a lot of bad water. The people who are truly prepared are going to have something set up, either large supplies, or they're going to have some bug out property that has a windmill or a well on it where you can pull it out of the ground. But if you can't afford your own property, take a good look, because we're nestled down in a canyon right now. And this pretty spring-fed, pure spring-fed West Texas water is good to drink, it's good to bathe with, it's good for gardening, it's going to bring in game for miles around. The trick is, if you were driving by this place, even a couple hundred yards away, you'd never have any idea that it's here, because it looks like dusty mountains with cactus running around. But right here, nestled in the middle of one of these things, is a water source that at one point maintained a population of about 400 in a town nearby. It may not look like it, but there's several little spots where it runs through, and this pool of water and the ones that run down with this creek can keep water in people basically indefinitely. So do some research for your area. Find out a place where there might be a natural spring. All right, Taylor, you're going to have Jesse camera, so I can stand up. Anyway, learn what to look for. In West Texas, we don't have ferns, so if you see this kind of fern stuff, you know there's something nearby. We talk about water weeds where they exist, but do some research in your area, see what you can find. Because the person who can find and locate one of these natural springs nestled in the middle of nowhere is going to have good quality water when nobody else is. Anyway, that's just my hiking for the day thought video. Like, subscribe, comment. But anyway, I wanted to throw that out there. You're watching Broke Rednecks Prepping. Hope to see you next time.